I'm Kimmy Lavage, and you're watching
Periods
Periods
for
for
beginners.
Beginners.
All right, everyone. So welcome to the V Word with Kimmy Lavage. We have a very special guest today, and she is the illustrious, effervescent, beautiful Azalea, aka Flower Girl.
Hello.
Hello, welcome.
Thank you.
So today, our topic is period tips for the first timer, right? So recently, the Flower Girl experienced her first cycle. So she's going to share some of her expert tips with anybody who wants to know. And then, of course, if you have questions or if you know someone who has questions, they can put those in the comments or they can send us emails. I'll put the emails in the description as well. So, how are you today, Miss A?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for asking. So, being that you are now an expert in all things period, I have questions for you. Okay. So, my first question is, were you scared when you found out that you were going to have a period?
Not really. I felt like I more was scared when it
When it happened?
yeah.
Okay. So, that's actually leading into my second question. How did your first period go? How was it?
I think it was okay. It didn't last for that long, so it wasn't that bad.
Okay. So, what would you say is was your least favorite part of that first time experience?
I think it was just the fact that I had to wear like a liner because it was kind of uncomfortable the first time I had to wear it.
Okay. And then what were some of the symptoms that you remember happening to you when you first got it?
I had a really bad cramp in my stomach, and I think that was about it.
Okay. That's actually a good thing. It could be worse. So that's definitely a good first time experience. Some of the side effects that you could experience are cramps every day during your period or stronger cramps at the beginning. Sometimes girls and women experience diarrhea during their period, or sometimes they experience constipation. So it depends on sometimes your iron levels and those kinds of things. So there's a lot of things that can happen, and you can kind of get prepared for those things, but it's good that it wasn't that strong this time. So that's that's a positive experience, I think. So would you say that first time was as bad as you thought it would be, like when you imagined it in your head?
I think it was definitely way better than I thought it would be. I thought that I thought it would hurt way more. Um, so I feel like that's kind of what made it better than I thought it was going to.
Okay. And how did your dad take it when you told him the news?
He was he was like he was basically breathless because I don't think he was ready for it.
I don't think he was ready either, but dads are a little bit different than moms, and I think dads never want their daughters to get periods because that means they're growing up. So I understand why he felt a little shocked, but he didn't cry, so that was good. Maybe he cried when we weren't looking. I don't know. What would you say? What supplies helped you to get prepared?
The chocolate.
What's your favorite preparation? Okay, not the pads or the liners or anything.
No, the chocolate.
Okay, we'll stick with the chocolate. We'll make sure you get the chocolate every month, right?
Yay.
Yes. And then my last interview question for you is, what is the number one tip or a suggestion that you would give to a girl who is having her first period?
Don't try to reapply it. Like, don't try to take it off and put it back on like the next day,
Oh,
because then
you're talking about the pad?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So don't try to reapply it the next day, because why?
Because after a while it's not sticky anymore, and if you don't have an extra one, it's going to be like it's kind of going to bother you for the rest of the day.
Okay, so basically it's important to stay prepared by having more than one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so always keep a backup on you. Um, Maybe a couple of them, two or three.
Yeah.
And do you remember what's in your pouch that you have in your bag?
I have the liners, and I feel like I had something else, but I don't remember what it was.
I know what I put in there. I know I put deodorant. There's an emergency washcloth. So it's like a little tiny washcloth that's vacuum packed. And then when you put water in it, it gets big. They call it magical washcloth. And you have your pads, you have some liners in there. I think that's all we put in there, but I'm gonna add some of those little painkiller pills in there for you too. So you'll be ready. Do you have any questions? Anything that you want to ask?
Not really.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming on the show today. And if anybody has any questions or comments, we'll read them later after this goes live on YouTube. So we will see you guys soon. And if you like these interviews, we'll have more with the wonderful, beautiful Flower Girl. All right, so it's the B word. See you guys soon.
Hi.
Wait, I gotta stop recording. Oh my god, I can't stop recording.
Baby shark.